You know we had to do a podcast, right?
What's your name, fat body?
Of course, you were looking food. What the hell?
I'm not fat. I'm big boned.
I'm gonna eat it.
You owe me for one jelly donut!
Fat motherfucker.
Listen to it. My wife said no one's gonna listen to us.
I've got bigger titties than you do!
Bullshit, because nobody fucking had geese back at that point for a bigger guy.
I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I might be somebody's shot of whiskey.
You can't think about, hey, I need to lose 100 pounds, and think about winning that day.
Fucking, I want a cheeseburger and a milkshake. Yo, what's up, Fatleets, and welcome to episode 36 of the Fat Boy Jiu-Jitsu podcast. I damn near said that wrong because I haven't said it in such a long time. Man, if you're still out there and you just downloaded this podcast because you've been a fan before, thank you. I'm sorry that it has taken me so long to get back. There's a couple things happened since the last podcast. I mean, I know. I think the last one I did, I was telling you guys we had already moved into our new house and getting things together. And there was some issues, and let me tell you, those buying new house or buying a house and moving in and sometimes walking into someone else's problem hit us below the belt a couple times, twice, and had to get dealt with. And you know, me being the person I am, I'm not quick to write a check. I'd rather if I can do it myself and save some money, and in this case, a lot of fucking money. That's the route I'm gonna go. So there was a stretch of time there where it was I'd go to work. I wouldn't, I wasn't training doing jiu-jitsu or anything, or going to a morning class or even night class, because I'd go to work. Get back home as quick as possible. Luckily, at that time, my mother-in-law was here, so I didn't have to worry about logistically picking up our son or going to daycare and and everything else that comes with having kids. That sounds negative, but just the normal stuff. So I was able to just concentrate and focus on the house, and so. It'd be like, all right, tonight we're going to go to Lowe's or Home Depot, buy some shit, come back home, work on it until, till 10 o'clock at night, fall asleep, fucking wake up, go to work, do the exact same thing over and over and over. And, it was rough. It was rough for a second, and luckily persevered, and I was able to get a handle of things, but let me say it was very challenging. So then, I naturally just start going back to jiu-jitsu again, work my way back into teaching the kids class with fellow instructors. So I kind of got back in the groove, and that, for me, that I've noticed that every time I am teaching the kids class, it just drives me to be there more. When I'm not teaching the kids class, it's like, well, I won't go today, or I won't go tomorrow, and this has been happening. I noticed that even before where I moved to Fort Myers, I taught the kids class in the same school, and it was the exact same way. When I wasn't teaching classes, I'd be more lax about myself going to train. The more I teach classes, the more I go. So it's kind of helped me get back into a routine of work, kids jiu-jitsu, adult jiu-jitsu, home, bam. And, well, it's no surprise that, I mean, if you follow the podcast, you also probably followed my Instagram feed. And you know that I've started training for a sprint triathlon. Yeah, it's I'm definitely kind of nervous because I'm going to be doing, well, the one thing I fucking hate the most is running. I hate that with a passion. However, lately, the fact that I can run and I don't feel my joints in pain, I'm like, okay, I can do this. Keep my chest up, chest out, bam, and just running. It feels great. But the triathlon is a way to challenge myself, and tomorrow is week 5, and tomorrow what I got on the dock is I'm going to do 500 yards of swimming. And it's probably going to be broken down as 50 yards, a 50-yard warm-up, followed by, I'm going to do 4x100 with a 30-second rest in between, and then 50 cool. And these are yards, guys, not meters. I wish, actually, the city I live in, there's a park being rebuilt. It was there before, but they have an Olympic pool, and it's an outdoor pool, but it's going to suck during the summer because I don't think we're going to be able to use it as much because of all the thunderstorms. But I can't wait to be able to use it and to see what it looks like. And what I've learned, like I said, 5 weeks in, and I'm really enjoying this training. And first of all, I got to thank my wife so much because I don't know how she puts up with me sometimes, because I know I told you guys when I started keto, and every other time I started something, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to do this. And I have expected her in the drop of the hat to be like, okay, well, fine, we'll just do it this way. And I've actually actively tried not to do this time, and was able to still bring in the training for the triathlon, but just bites into my time. And so let me explain. Because let me tell you, for the life of me, when I fall asleep, I'm asleep. And I'm guessing it's because I know she's sleeping next to me, that if the baby cries, I don't move a muscle. Nope. Don't hear her most of the time, and I just stay sleeping. We've had a couple instances recently where my wife had to, one or two nights where she's had to travel for work, and it was a real challenge for me because this is, my mother-in-law's gone, and it was just, okay, me and the kids. And when she's not here, baby cries, I'm up. But it's psychologically, when she's here, I'm not waking up for shit. But because of that, my job is get our son ready for school in the morning and take him to the bus stop. So I've been able to say, all right, well, if I, train at 5 o'clock in the morning, wake up between 4 and 4:30 on my Jocko shit, get to the gym, if I got to do something in my garage before. So do that. Get the workout in. Still get home by the time my son wakes up, and it's just, that was my sleeping time. And I've been able to finagle adding the training in without really causing any change in the way we do things in the house, and that's really helped, I believe. And let me tell you that the training, man, I'm loving it. I get that the endorphin rush constantly, and I just love it. It sucks sometimes waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 to get to the gym, but boy, when I'm done, I'm fucking loving it. It's great. And what I've really been enjoying is the swimming. I know I've mentioned this just in post, but when I was from the years I believe was 9 and 13, I swam competitively with the YMCA, and I remember back then the goal was, my dream was to make it to the 2000 Olympics. And I stopped swimming because I couldn't swim for high school, I think it was. I was already done with 8th grade, so I couldn't swim for the high school and be at the YMCA. And I didn't do it in high school because it was the first time that it was really drilled in that I had man boobs, and it fucked with me. I couldn't do it. I did not want to be shirtless in a pool, and it didn't bother me before when I was in the YMCA. It didn't bother me, and a lot of the teams, the team we were on, they'd known, we'd known each other for 4 years, so it was just, we were just different people, nobody really fucked with each other about that. And so I stopped swimming, but let me tell you, I was good, decent, to the point where I think I was at the highest 12th or 13th in the state. But then again, I know the dream was to make it to the Olympics. Do I think I ever would have? I don't know. I would never have been that good, and seeing the swimming that gets done, no, there's no way. But the fact that I have swam before, when I started swimming early in the month for the triathlon, it was just, it came back. It was, it was so much fun. And I've been having a lot of fun doing it. And I'm enjoying, what I'm finding out about myself in the running is I am enjoying the fact that because I've lost so much weight, I can actually do this and not be in physical pain. And because of that, I try to, let's see how hard we can go, or let's see how long we can go. But I'm also trying to do that within the parameters of the training. I'm not trying to go 100% on all these workouts. My plan, and been reading a lot about coaching, I'm trying to stay a lot of these workouts within, zone 2 heart rate to build an aerobic base so that come race day, I'm going to be fucking great. And the goal for me, it's not, while it is to finish the triathlon, I don't want to finish the triathlon and collapse because, not just pure exhaustion, or just, I want to be able to complete it and be like, bro, let's go. Not that I want to do it again, but I want to feel, like I don't want it to be the most difficult thing ever, because I want to be prepared for it. And I think going in and saying, not that I'm going to finish it and want to do it again, but I think the ability to do that would be great. And the goal is to get as close to that as possible. And I want to try to finish it within 90 minutes. An hour 30. Realistically, I think that's what I definitely can hit that time. That's what I'm pushing for. Today, I could not. There's no way in hell I would hit that time today, especially with the run I did Friday. Or when I say run, guys, I really mean jog, because this fat boy's not really running so much as a quick shuffle. So, what was it? It was like 3.0. I was so fucking pissed because I thought, man, I was looking at my Apple Watch, and by the way, this Apple Watch my wife gave me for Valentine's Day, the greatest thing I have now, like with the activity tracker, I'm hooked with it, like trying to close rings and actually bumping up workout schedules and how much calories I have to burn throughout the day. But I really love it. It really does push myself, right? But it's great for, and I don't know how accurate it is. I used to I've taken pictures with the damn heart rate monitor, the Timex one, and I don't know where the hell it is. When we moved from Fort Myers, can't find it. So I'm relying on the watch a lot. So I was running, and I look at the watch, and it said 3.07. But because I don't know if I was running, just tired, I saw 3.7, and I was like, oh shit, I already did a 5K. I'm going to stop. And I was already turning up to my street, so I was like, oh, I'm going to stop. I'll be great. I get to the house, I stop the watch, and this is 3.07. I was like, damn. So I ran 3.07. I think it was like 45 minutes. So that's like fucking horrible. But for the most part, I ran in that heart rate zone. Didn't raise up so much. So we'll see what that helps build. I'm really interested to see how all this aerobic training is going to help my jiu-jitsu and just my ability to breathe and ability to control my heart rate, or just have that cardio base. So it's great. And the reason I really am enjoying this triathlon training, and in beginning the training for this triathlon, I started thinking, you know what, Juan, how are you going to make sure that you don't balloon back up to, 380? And funny, every time I gained the weight back, I went up at least 10 pounds. So this time, if I go up, it probably won't be 385. Probably be 395, or maybe 405. So I know I harp on the no cheat day things, and let me tell you what. As of right now, I feel great. I'm not going to cheat. Do I feel like one day I'm probably it's gonna happen? Yeah, I do. But it's not going to be today, and it won't be tomorrow. So you're going to catch me another day. And it's hard. It really does get easier. I'm going to challenge myself with the triathlon being the first of the of the medals, my goal, and this is going to be a lifetime goal. This is not something that's going to be, it's not going to be easily achieved. And I've thought a lot about this, and it's this goal that I want. It scares me, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to go after it. I am going to earn a medal from a physical activity, whether it be like this triathlon, whether it be 5Ks, 10Ks, running events, those fucking Spartan races, jiu-jitsu events, things of that nature. And my goal is to win one medal for every pound I've lost. And as of right now, according to the Weight Gurus app, which, by the way, Weight Gurus, I gotta shout out to Weight Gurus because they hooked me up with a new Bluetooth scale, because I was complaining I couldn't update my scale all the time, because when I weigh myself late at night or early in the morning, I don't want to wake up the baby, turn on the light. So the scale was never backlit. So they hooked me up with a new scale, and that's Bluetooth, and it works. It's tremendous. It's awesome. Anyways, so I am fucking sprinklers. So now that, thank you. Sorry, I had to go turn off the sprinklers. That just tells me there's one more thing I gotta fix. I gotta try to fix the rain sensor on the sprinkler system, because apparently it's not working, and it's rained like 6 times heavy today. So there's definitely a problem with that, and I gotta fix that. But I was saying, as of right now, it is 161.5. So I thought it was 150, and now it is 161. As of today, I need to earn 161 medals, or 162. I'm gonna round up. And like I said, this is not going to be something that's going to be easily achieved, and but the training I'm doing right now, it's I can see how I can continue. I really do like it, and we'll see where this goes. And then the other part was this weekend at the Renato Tavares, our association seminar. I had to fight back tears as three of my best friends and black belt professors each one of them gave a speech about me right before I was promoted to brown belt. And man, it's so crazy. Like, never ever did I expect it to be happening now. It's definitely making me look at things differently. I'm excited for this new belt, new challenges that comes along with it. And man, all I can say is that color is beautiful because it matches my eyes. That lip poop brown. And well, so the podcast ain't over yet, right? Today I got a guest for you guys, and it is the host and creator of the BJJ Power Hour, Chris Waters. And Chris is a white belt. Actually, now I'm correct myself. He just earned his blue belt recently, and I apologize. Chris earned his black belt earlier this month, or earlier last month, about August 17th. So congratulations to him. But he is doing an awesome job in his podcast, the BJJ Power Hour, and I'm excited I got to sit down and talk to him. During the podcast, there's a little bit, especially early on Chris's side, there was a little bit of audio problems, but I think it cleared up about 5 or 6 minutes into the conversation. I really do hope you guys enjoyed. It was a great podcast. So without further ado, here it is. BJJ Power Hour with Chris Water. Yo, Fatleets, what's up? I am joined today by Mr. Chris Waters, the owner and the podcast host of the BJJ Power Hour. What's up, man? And you know what? Congratulations to Chris. He just received his blue belt. Man, that's fucking awesome. How long have you been training, Chris?
I've been training since November of 2016 at the same school since February of 2017. So just a little over almost 2 years in total.
Yeah, that's... Man.
It's a funny story, man. So, like, I got into jiu-jitsu. Dude, I was in a really shitty relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It was just not a good relationship at all. Like, she was crazy, and I was a little crazy myself. And, dude, I was over 300 pounds. I was just in the worst shape of my life. And I had all this, like, just angst almost, just this real built up. Like, I felt like everywhere I had to go, I had to be a tough guy. I walked into a local UFC gym because I didn't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
I told the girl I didn't want to get punched in the face because I've had that happen enough. But I needed something to help with aggression, and I didn't just want to lift weights. She was like, well, you need to try jiu-jitsu. What? But I walked in, and I got strangled and armbarred and everything else. I have no idea how many times. And I fell in love with it. And I just kept going back, and I've been doing it ever since.
Wow, that's interesting. You know, how it's always interesting for me to find someone, you know, especially on the bigger side, that loved it immediately. Because I'm not gonna lie, Chris, I had a similar story. I wasn't in a bad relationship. Just me and my wife. I was drinking a lot, and I'm not one of those, like, I'd go downtown Orlando, and I'd be one of those fucking drunks that if someone, like, kind of shoulder shrug you, like, I'd be ready to fight. And I wanted to. And the crazy thing is, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, I did not know how to fight. If I would have got punched, I probably would have fucking cried like a bitch and, you know, in the fetal position. But it was just, I felt so big. I felt like, nobody's gonna be able to take me down, and nobody's gonna be pushing me around. You know, you can't move me. I'm just so much mass. So, I started watching with, met friends, and we started watching MMA, and specifically, it was a Joe Daddy Stevenson fight, and I forgot who the fuck his opponent was, but it was a main event, and Joe Daddy choked out this dude. I think it was in the 3rd round. And I said, you know what? I want to start training jiu-jitsu. And my wife was like, oh, you sure about that? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start. I had picked up a mountain bike, and I was riding mountain bikes like 10, 15 miles a day to try, in order to lose weight. But I'm like, no, you know what? I'm going to try this. So I started doing it, and I didn't start doing it. I went to Gracie Baja school in Orlando, and dude told me how much it was to sign up. There was a contract. So I walked out of the school, and he goes, oh, if you want, come back tomorrow or whatever, and sign up. I walked out of the school and I walked to my car, and as soon as I got there, I said no. I turned around and I said no. I got to sign this contract now, because if I leave, I'm not gonna do it. So I signed the contract. I didn't even do the class that night. Came back the next night, did the class, and I regretted signing the contract because I did not like it. I fucking hated it. I could not shrimp. I barely ran around. I was a heavy smoker back then. I barely could run around the mat, and I didn't want to do it. I get home and we're talking to my roommate, and he had some smart ass shit to say, because he was like, "Oh, is this going to be another thing that you pick up, you start, and you don't ever do?" And I was like, fucking asshole. Like, he called me on my bullshit. And it was rough to hear. And honestly, to spite him, I kept going back. And by going back, I fell in love. But it was just, it's crazy how, you know, most people say they loved it their first day. And, you know, they kept coming back. And it's great. Like me, I didn't. I didn't like it. I couldn't move. I didn't feel right. There was no gi for me, which didn't help. So I was, you know, most of the time doing dressed like a Sambo guy. Gi top that barely fit, belt that barely fit, and gym shorts. And that's how I started jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, like, so I think I'll be honest, man, that's one of the, I'm fairly new to the podcast game. I'm fairly new to the jiu-jitsu.
You're fairly new to the podcast game, but let me tell you, you've had, man, I went through your playlist, the amount of guests you had, the people you have on, I am impressed that, like, I go, man, he's just probably going at it. He's on his Gary V shit and just saying, yo, every day, I'm going to get you on, I'm going to get you on, I'm going to get you on. And bro, I'm proud of you, man. That's awesome.
Dude, thank you. Well, I mean, look, so I'll tell you, and I'm so thankful for the people in my life who pushed me, like, in jiu-jitsu and out of jiu-jitsu. Like, man, my professor told me one time, he said, man, you already have your no. You already have the answer no. So why not go after the answer yes? And it just clicked. Because I wanted to do a podcast, and my wife had really pushed me and encouraged me to do it. And so I started it. You know, man, I had shoulder surgery on my left shoulder. I tore my shoulder off shit. Believe it or not, man, I was at my house before we lived together. I fell down a flight of stairs, and I tore my shoulder off shit. I had shoulder surgery. I was down and out. She was taking care of me. And she goes, you need to do that podcast. Dude, I wasn't doing anything good with my life at the moment because I couldn't train. You know, I was just...
It's that saying, idle hands are the devil's playthings, ain't it?
Do what?
That idle hands are the devil's playthings. You know, when you don't have shit to do, you know, that's when you get into worse shit.
Yeah, dude, and I was, man, like, I just went to a dark place in my mind. And she could tell, you know what I'm saying, man, because she knew, like, I was, like, she could tell that, like, I was just getting depressed, and I wasn't feeling good, and I lost a shitload of weight before I had my surgery, man. Like, so when I started jiu-jitsu, I was 303 pounds. Of March, so that was in November of 2016. Of 2017. And just a few months later, I was already down to 240 pounds.
Oh, wow.
And, man, I was on, like, yeah, dude, I was eating super, super healthy. Like, I was working out. I was doing 2 jiu-jitsu classes a day. I was doing a CrossFit class every day. I started jogging, gym program. I mean, dude, like, I was just, like, putting it in, and it wasn't like, you know how sometimes, like when you work out or when you diet, like it gets to be like this super, super, don't really, like it becomes just a pain in the butt. You feel miserable, man. For these few months, it was not like that at all for me. Like, I loved every single minute of it. Like, it was a challenge. It was something I enjoyed. It was something I wanted to do. Like, and mostly, man, I thank the people around me for that. You know, I thank the Rafael Hassandos and the Billy Fletchers and the training partners and the owners and operators in my gym, because they're the ones that taught me how to change the way I think, you know? And I got down all this weight, and then I get this shoulder surgery. Suddenly, like, dude, I'm fat again. Like, and I'm not feeling good about myself, and I don't want to eat, and all I want to do is sleep, and it was just crazy, man. And so my wife, being as awesome as she is, hey, I'm sorry, hang on for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Being as awesome as she is was like, look, you need to do this podcast. You've been talking about doing a podcast before. This will give you something to do. I was like, sweet. So I just started doing the podcast, and I knew Connor DeAngelis because he came from the same gym I did.
Okay.
And at the time, he was the number one purple belt in the world. And so, you know, through Hoffa, our instructor, I reached out to Connor, and I got his info, and we started talking, and because I got Connor on, I was able to get some other people, and dude, I just went on Instagram and just started asking people. Like, I'm talking, I would send, 15 messages a day. Like, hey, my name's Chris Waters, I'm the creator and host of the BJJ Power Hour. Man, I would love to hear your story about how jiu-jitsu changed your life. I would love to hear about, you know, what jiu-jitsu's done for you personally. And dude, I would solicit the crap out of these people. Like, every chance I got, man. Like, it got to a point to where Instagram banned me from sending messages for 10 days.
Wow.
Like, they wouldn't allow me to send a message to anybody that wasn't my friend on Instagram. Like, if I followed them, but they didn't follow me back,
You couldn't send them a message.
Yeah. Like, and that's how serious I was about it, man. And
damn,
you know,
well, great job on you to do that. That's fucking amazing.
Well, it's just, dude, everybody's got a story, man. And like, I'm so adamant about, because you know firsthand, like, you know, you said when you walked in there, dude, you hated it. Like, you hated it. And look, there are people that don't get there until 2 years in, 3 years in. They're like me. They go in there and they get their butt kicked and they love it because they're just twisted in some kind of way. I don't know. But they love it, and they start learning how to move their body and defend and this, that, and the other. And then 2.5, 3 years in, now they're like just burnt out and they train once a week, maybe. And even then, they kind of just half-ass it. And then there are people that have never done it before that are really curious. And the thing that I found in common between these two groups of people was just motivation. They just needed someone, I felt, to kind of push them over that ledge, you know. And the one thing that always has motivated me was stories and hearing their struggles and hearing, you know, that have happened to them because they made a decision or whatever. And that's why I started the podcast. was because I wanted to hear other people's story, and I wanted to give people an outlet, tell their story, and encourage other people to, if they are in a rut in jiu-jitsu, to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And if they've never tried it, to start. Dude, it'll change your life.
It will.
Dude, that's where I'm at with a lot of this stuff, man. I don't know, Juan. It's done so much for me, man. Dude,
So I got a question. You said you're down. What are you down to right now?
Dude, to be honest, I don't even know. Man, I know before my shoulder surgery, I got down to like almost 230 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And man, after my surgery and doing this whole podcast thing, I got in a real bad funk. And so I'm kind of kick-starting.
So it wasn't, that question. I know that all too well. When I first started jiu-jitsu, I was probably 372, and my highest weight was 385. And I think I may have lost the same 30 to 40 pounds 5 or 6 times, Chris. I would get down to 330, 310, and then something would happen, and I'd just start ballooning back up. And it got to the point where, my instructor had told me, he goes, if you never get to 275, you're never going to get your blue belt, your purple belt. And legit would threaten me with that because of how bad my weight was. And I just kept on, it just ballooned. It was just, I cheated a lot on myself. And so that's when I started adopting, that whole, a year ago, 49 weeks ago, I adopted the whole no cheat day mentality, and it's been going great since. And I only
exactly.
So I allow myself no cheat days.
Okay.
And the reason it's kind of crazy because I started thinking about like this. On your spouse, if you're playing, say, a game of poker with friends or whatever, do you guys allow cheating? Most people don't. No. Why is it that your diet is the one place that you allow yourself to cheat? If you look at your car like a race car, you got, jet fuel, you got 93, you got, 103. Why the fuck would you put 85 or 87? Why would you put junk in it? So I start seeing it like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm 49 weeks without a cheat day. It's going to happen. I don't know when, but I'll tell you what, it won't be today.
Now, is that is it tougher than you thought?
In the beginning. No, now it's tough to want to cheat.
Yeah.
I really don't, because I already know how amazing, I feel, and the amount of energy I have and stuff, and I'm like, no, I don't need to feel shitty. That food does not do it that for me. It just doesn't. Now, that doesn't mean I've never overeaten within my diet, but I don't step out.
Yeah. It's not like you're going to get a double quarter pounder cheeseburger, large fries, a Coke, and a milkshake.
Correct.
For sure, man. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm getting to a big thing was the doctor put me on steroids because I would start eating healthy and I would start doing classes and stuff, but man, I just couldn't lose weight. Eating crazy McDonald's or drinking sodas or anything like that. I went to my doctor and I told him what was going on, and he goes, "Yeah, so drink a lot more water." And I was like, "Man, what are you talking about? I'm drinking
almost a gallon of water a day. And he said, yeah, well, some of these steroids, they really sit in your system. And if you want them flushed out and you want to start being able to get healthy again, fastest way to flush them out is just drink a crap load of water. And you'll start seeing the weight come off. I was like, all right. So, man, to be honest, that's kind of where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like I'm starting over.
But you know what? You're not being stagnant.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Like, it's not like a day one starting over. It's kind of like I'm on a new grid.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just square one. You know, like, might not be 230 anymore. But you know what, man? I'm able to do the warm up without being gassed out.
That's a win.
And that's a huge win.
You know how long? I mean, that's taken a long time for me.
Yeah.
You know, it's
like, and that's kind of what I have to tell myself. You know, like I have to look at small wins. You know, like, hey, you know what, Chris, you can do. Like the other day, we did. You know, we got done with the warm up, whatever. We did some sprawls, and I was able to do 15 sprawls in a row. Like,
that's awesome.
Dude, that's legit. And I know a lot of people probably listen to your podcast and they're like, 15 sprawls, you know, what, like, that's nothing.
No.
Man, for a guy with a bum knee and a bum shoulder and carrying around, you know, almost 300 pounds, that's a lot. That's a lot, you know. Not to mention the fact that I've been an asthmatic my whole life.
Well, and I was talking about this earlier, and I just started running more, and now that I've lost so much weight, I noticed that how much easier it is because I'm not in pain all the time. And what, you know, a lot of it's kind of crazy because when we're overweight, it's like you want to push yourself through the pain. However, you don't want to push yourself through the pain to where you get injured. So it's kind of crazy. Like how hard do you go?
Yeah.
Are you in pain because you hurt yourself? Or are you in pain because you're overweight and your joints are just giving out?
Yeah, and that's so like crab walks, you know, like those backwards crab walks and stuff. Like I'm not able to do that stuff because of my shoulders and my wrists. Man, they're just not. I mean, it's just not going to happen. But what I can do is I have the ability to hold. So, like, I'm not a big fan of compromise. I'm just not, man. Like, either I'm going to do it or I'm not going to do it. You know, just the mentality a lot in my life is just you're either going to shit or get off the pot. And the one thing that jiu-jitsu's taught me is that even in compromise, there can be victory. So, like, I'm not able to do a crab walk. So instead of me accepting defeat and the fact that I can't do a crab walk, I'm going to get in a position. And I'm going to hold that position for as long as I can. Now, if it's 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or 15 seconds, I'm going to hold it. I'm not just going to stand there while the rest of the class does it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I find these little compromises. When I feel my shoulder burn, I'll keep going. When it feels like someone's jamming a knife in it, I'll stop.
So you're making sure you're working as the class is working, and you're not sitting on the sideline because you can't do something.
Yeah, exactly. And because, I mean, man, like if I did that, if I sat on the sideline every time I didn't physically have the ability to do anything, I'd still be a 2-stripe white belt.
Man.
Because, man, I'm not flexible. I'm not strong. I'm not fast. You know? But I've had to make adaptions. And I've had to say, okay, well, I can't do it like guy A, guy B, and guy C.
And that is the beautiful thing about jiu-jitsu.
No, absolutely. Absolutely, man.
We can all have our own game.
Yep, for sure. And, well, dude, I was super blessed, man. A guy in my gym, one of the black belts, he's not very flexible in his hips. Like, his hips, don't move very well.
Mm-hmm.
They don't open very wide. And so because of that, now, don't get me wrong, the dude is like team all body, like jacked, like really good shape, but he just is not flexible and he can't move. So he's really related to me in the fact of limited mobility. And so he's helped me with like my deep half guard game and my half guard game. And okay, Chris, now use your weight here or TP here, and you don't have to go fast, but make sure your pressure's right so you can walk slow and get to where you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you're right, man. Just the beauty of jiu-jitsu is that we can have our own game, and you know, I'm taught by a man who, I mean, his best friend is Cabrinha. You know, I mean, that's literally the caliber of instructor that I have. You know, I mean, he is, you know, he's as legit comes. And he's an amazing professor, and he cares about his students. And, you know, his game is totally different than mine. But at the same time, everything I've learned from him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Like, he showed me half guard, but I've had to adapt half guard to where it works for me. You know, and you're right, dude. It's
I'm not, and I'm going to tell you, and because I'm experiencing this right now, where because of my size, I chose half guard. Half guard, you know, half guard for a big guy is bread and butter. You know.
Yep.
And what I've learned is, after losing as much weight as I have, when I have you in half guard, or even in deep, you're not off balance like you used to be, because there's not enough of me around anymore. And it is really, it's making me work that much harder to perfect the technique so it still works. And it's, let me tell you, it's eye-opening. I used to have a very high percentage rate of doing, now it's, man, laughable. It's interesting.
Yeah, so the dude, there's a guy you got to check out. You probably know him. His name is Tiago Rocha.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I do not.
Dude, you got to check this guy out. So Tiago Rocha is a super small dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's a little bigger as far as height. He's a little taller than Bruno Malfastini.
Mm-hmm.
But like, he's got a super wide chest. But he doesn't have a stomach. Like, he's not big like us. But he is like the master of deep half and half guard. And he used, like, I don't know if he used to be big or whatever, but the way he moves is almost like, it looks like he used to be a bigger guy, and now he's a skinny guy that moves like a big guy.
Wow.
Like, it's really, really crazy. But you've got to check out some of his stuff, man. He's super legit. Like, I'm trying to get him on my podcast. Like, he's just a good dude. I've done a seminar with him. Matter of fact, the first jiu-jitsu seminar I ever did was with him.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, and just a super good dude, really, really rich, and I mean, you know, he's been around jiu-jitsu forever. So you gotta check him out, man. He's a good dude. But I think it's like Tiag instead of TH.
Yeah.
Tiago. No, I think it's Tiag.
Yep. And it's funny because I was writing it down. That's how I wrote it down. I had one of my friend's sons. His name is Tiago, and that's exactly how he writes. So I'm accustomed to writing it that way.
Awesome. Yeah, he's a good dude, man. He's a super good dude. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Jiu-jitsu just changed my life, man, and I just want to change everybody else's.
So what's next for you? I mean, I know you're recovering still from surgery and stuff, but what do you see in your future?
Well, man, I mean, I'm training full time now. I'm working again. The shoulder's probably never going to be 100%. It's about 85% right now, and to be honest, man, that's probably where it's going to stay. It's probably not going to get a whole lot better. So I'm living with that, coping with that, trying to work around that. Dude, as far as the future of my jiu-jitsu, the sky's the limit. I mean, to be honest, man, my real passion, look, I'm never going to be a world champion. I'm just not. I'm not a Buchecha. I'm not a Leandro Lowe. I'm not a Roberto Jimenez, a Connor DeAngelis. I'm not those guys. Do I love competing? Absolutely. Do I love the art? Absolutely. But I love watching other people excel. Man, my dream really is to have the podcast be able to support me to where I don't have to work a full-time job anymore. But
amen to that. Because that'd be gold right now.
Yeah, I think that's all of us as podcasters. I think that's all of our goal.
Yeah, and I gotta thank you. Because of you, I had to make an active. I got to do this again. I haven't done a podcast in so long, and when you reached out to me, I was like, no, you know what? We got to get this done. And then, I had that mix up with my schedule, and thank you for rescheduling. But I was like, no, I need to get this done. The people want to hear me.
Dude, yeah, that's exactly right. Like, so the whole thing is, like, I've got something to offer, and I'm willing to put myself out there to give it away. And you're exactly right, dude. Like, because I looked up, that's kind of how I found out about you, believe it or not. Like, I was messing around, and I was like, well, I wonder if there's any cool Fat Boy Jiu-Jitsu stuff out there. And that's literally what I typed in, and the Fat Boy podcast came up. And I was like, with jiu-jitsu? And so, like, I looked on your Instagram and everything else, and, like, your talk episode is amazing. I never really knew a lot about keto.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I'm helping, and throughout like this whole hiatus that I've had, I've kind of tried to help coach as many people into keto as possible. It's hard because I get a bunch of messages every day, and what I've kind of realized about it, like I want to give people as much information as possible, but and not to sound like a dick, but unless you do 100%, a lot of backup supporting research, whatever I give you, you're always going to need help, right? Whereas, what helped me was, okay, if I'm going to do this, I need to learn this so that I don't have to ask people, and I know the answer, and I still don't have, the 100% of the answers. But right now, sitting on my desk, I have 8 different articles that I skim through them and, try to find interesting shit. Cause I got, I work a full-time job. I have 2 kids, I'm fucking training for crazy for this triathlon now. And teach the jiu-jitsu class, the kids' jiu-jitsu class, go to my jiu-jitsu class. I'm a Cub Scout parent. So, I have all that. So it's like I can't 100% devote to that, but I can try to read as much as possible.
Yeah, well, I mean, and even just the information, the finite amount of information you've had so far, man, I mean, it's helped me get a better understanding of how it works.
So is that something you plan on doing in the future, or has it helped you?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, even so far, like, being able to, like, eat eggs and peppers Because, dude, those are two of my favorite things. You know, I'm not a big dairy guy. I don't eat a lot of stuff like that. But, like, you know, to have egg whites, a couple green peppers, you know, in the morning.
Oh, but don't even just eat the egg whites. Eat the fucking yolk too, man. Enjoy that yolk.
Like, just so I don't have to just eat egg whites.
No, man, that egg white thing is kind of bullshit, really. That
Really?
You know, yes, you want the fats. You need the fats.
Okay.
The egg
Yeah,
yolk, so good for you.
Okay, good. You see, and that's what I'm trying to, because like what I'm doing right now is I'm just looking at like keto recipes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I look up keto recipes and I go, okay, breakfast, lunch, dinner, cool. So this is what's on the menu for today. Like I know how to make this, or I had the ability to make that, or whatever, you know.
You know what my breakfast was today? Four eggs. 4 eggs, 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, and you know, I scrambled those up, and a half a pound of ground beef.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh my God, it was fucking amazing. And I did this. This was after, you know, I went to jiu-jitsu in the morning at 6:30. So I did jiu-jitsu for an hour, then came home, changed, went to swim, did 300 yards, 400 yards, came back home, and I, you know, ate that, and it was amazing.
For sure. For sure. It sounds like it was. But yeah, man, that's kind of what I'm doing now. You know, dude, just trying to get all the information about keto I can,
Mm-hmm.
and then finding recipes and going, okay, that's easy to make, I'll do that.
So here's the crazy thing about keto. You know, you really have to relearn your entire fucking life. Because all your whole life, you're like, oh, don't eat this shit. This is bad for you. This is going to fucking kill you. And now I'm like, I got a friend who, she hates it. Every time I'm making a bulletproof coffee, I put about 4 tablespoons of butter in my coffee. I cut it up, put it in there, and I just send her a picture. And she hates it. She's like, Juan, you're going to die. You're going to get diabetes.
But it's actually super good for
But But here's the thing, you know, you can say that to me, but over 10 years I haven't been the weight that I am. So I'm fucking doing something right?
Yeah, really.
I've never felt better. I've never felt, you know, more. The 2 things that I love the most about keto: the fucking amount of energy I have. That I feel like I can kind of keep on going and stay up 16, 17-hour days. Easy, you know?
Yeah.
And not just being lazy in those, you know, actually working out and putting in some work in those hours. And the inflammation. I don't constantly feel inflamed.
Do you use CBD or anything else at all, like for inflammation or any of that stuff? Or?
The amount of times I've used it, like I've used, I had a bad experience with CBD, and let me tell you what happened. So I don't really use it that often, but there was a day that I felt really shitty, and now I've been keto at this. You know, this happened a couple months ago, and I talked about it on the podcast. I thought I had the stomach flu. It wasn't the stomach flu. I later found out because it hit me one day. What happened was I thought, like, you know what? I'm a fucking man. I drink 3 tablespoons, 4 tablespoons sometimes of MCT oil in my coffee a day. Like, this ain't shit. Yeah, I drink MCT oil like crazy. But then again, I've also built up. Like I said, I've been almost a year keto at this point, almost a year. So every day, 2 or 3 tablespoons, like, you know, between 2 coffees or whatever, not in one, but within 2 coffees or whatever, and then just cooking with it or whatever. Like, I have a lot of MCT oil. Anna is fucking making money off of me. But,
Yeah, sure.
So I'm like, you know what? I read the thing, and the CBD oil says, take like 5 or 6 droplets. And I look at the droplets, and I'm like, they got this little test tube, you know, dropper, and I'm like, man, that ain't gonna do shit. This is oil. Like, it's got to be just like MCT oil. So I take 2.5 tablespoons of CBD oil.
Ooh.
And let me tell you, that cleaned me out. I could not function. I legit had to stay home from work one day because I could not. I thought it was the stomach flu. Turns out it was that. So I haven't really fucked with that since because I'm like, nah, I'm not I had a bad experience.
Yeah, it sounds like it, man. That's not how you take CBD oil.
No, I just sometimes when you don't read the fucking label like you're supposed to, shit happens.
Or you say like, yeah, that label can't be right.
Yeah.
No, bro. No,
I should have paid attention to the label.
It's okay, man.
It is written on there for a fucking reason.
Well, I use the cream, like the salves, a lot.
Okay.
And dude, it's a game changer. I'm talking about on my knees, on my shoulders, my lower back. Like just taking the salve or even the drops.
Mm-hmm.
There's a company out there called Nuleaf, Nuleaf, and literally, dude, I'm talking literally just a few drops, like nothing crazy.
No, 2.5 tablespoons.
No, definitely not 2.5 tablespoons, bro. Like, just literally a couple drops right after you train, and dude, you will feel, just a world of difference. Like, it's so ridiculous. And that's just one of the things that has really, really helped me a lot. And the reason I asked is because, with the whole trying to go keto and trying to do all this stuff, I didn't know if you had any experience like with that stuff, like interacting with the high fats and all that. Because, man, when you use certain things, even if it's natural medication, mm-hmm. like weed or CBD or whatever, when your diet changes, your whole body changes.
Yep.
And what you eat can help affect, in a good or a bad way, the medicines you're taking. So I just didn't know.
Or the fact that you no longer need to take certain medicines.
Yeah, exactly. Well, dude, there's a guy at my gym. He was like 380 pounds, and now he's like 275 or something. He's got his personal trainer's certification, and he does, actually the nutrition program that I'm getting back on
mm-hmm.
At our gym, and he was on, I don't know, a lot. He was on a lot of meds,
mm-hmm.
and now he takes like one pill every other day. And he was on, I don't know how many meds, but it was a lot.
Probably like me, like high blood pressure medicine,
Yep.
Yeah, I took high blood pressure medicine. I still take like an allergy medicine, but I try and take that sporadically because I don't want to. I'm the more and more you learn about pharmaceutical companies, I'm like, fuck these people.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, big pharma sucks, bro. That's a whole nother conversation, man. Those guys are
correct.
Freaking crooks. They're just crooks, dude. But yeah, dude, I'm just super stoked that we were able to hook up, and I can tell some of my story, and we can talk. And
I appreciate it. No, thank you very much. I know you probably have to go. It's kind of late, but so tell us where we can get your podcast from.
Yeah, dude. So my podcast is available on 11 different platforms. And if you want me to, I don't know if you post. Do you do descriptions on your episodes?
Not as detailed as yours. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I do get a little carried away, man.
No, it's great. It honestly, I'm like, I saw all of them, and I'm like, man, I got to start doing this. This is great. I need to start doing this. I like this. So. It's pushing. It's gonna push me to do better on mine. I promise.
Well, dude, that's That's awesome, man. We can just keep helping each other. But everybody they can reach me on Instagram at the BJJ Power Hour. They can literally Google the BJJ Power Hour, and it will take them straight to. I have like an online store, but it's not really working right now.
Mm-hmm.
But they can find me on iTunes. They can find me on Anchor.fm, which is our host site. Let's see.
Well, I'll definitely link your podcast from iTunes and probably on Anchor. I'll link it in the show notes for everybody.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Because once they go to Anchor,
they'll be able to download and.
Yeah. So I'm on Anchor, Breaker, Google Play, Overcast, Radio Public, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts, CastBox.
You're on everything. Okay.
Yeah, dude. Like all 11 major platforms, I'm there.
Sounds great.
So they can find me through Anchor. They can find me through Apple. And yeah, that's, like I said, Instagram's my main thing. We have a Facebook page. I control that too.
Is that also the BJJ Power Hour?
Yep, everything's under the BJJ Power Hour.
Okay.
I've uniformed it all across the board. I've got a couple T-shirts left. Like if anybody wants to, buy T-shirts to help support us or whatever, all they have to do is message me, and I can get in the price on a couple T-shirts and show them what they look like. But yeah, dude, it's real grassroots basic stuff. Just Anchor.fm. I'll send you the links. You can post it up, and Instagram.
Will do.
The two best ways to get in touch with me.
All right, sounds great. Thanks a lot, Chris, and I can't wait for the next podcast with you, buddy.
Awesome. Yeah, me too, man. I really look forward to it. You have a good night, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
You do the same.
All right.
Hey, welcome back to the Fat Boy Podcast. So, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. It was great to sit down and talk to Chris, and I'm excited to see his podcast grow. He's had an amazing guest on, and I was actually listening to the one with Carlos Machado today, and it was very interesting. There's a lot of history that he's talking about that I didn't know about, and it's good to hear. And you're hearing it from one of the best sources ever, right? But before I signed off, I wanted to. There's the two questions that I get the most, and one of them is, how has losing all the weight that I have affected my jiu-jitsu game? And that took a while for me to look into, because one thing I learned, and I used to think, oh man, you know what? I'm really good. I'm a great partner, because I never ever use my size as a really great advantage. I'm very good at controlling my weight, and that's what I thought to myself, and I really wasn't told otherwise. And it's come to find out that I kind of relied a little more on my size before than I thought I did, and it's making me work now. Now I'm trying to play catch up, and working twice as hard to and not working twice as hard. I'm forced to refine my technique because of just my body changes. And the biggest one is my deep half. My deep half was a go-to, and it was always going to be a go-to. Like that was my bread and butter. And once I got under your leg, boom, you can get swept. And what I didn't realize was a lot of those sweeps came from the fact that when I got into that position, because of my sheer size, the person on top was off balance. the whole time. So it was easy to sweep when you're already off balance. And now that I'm not as big, or feel like a much smaller person, it's not as easy, and it's very, very, just having a refined technique. So that's one thing. The other question I get a lot is about my jiu-jitsu strength and how keto is affecting my gas tank. So what I noticed was early on when I first started doing keto, it was much more forgiving for me not to, or to only drink water and not take in enough electrolytes, like salt water, or then what I've actually been taking now is I consider a tea, but it's really like a chicken soup broth. Just boil some hot water and take a bouillon cube, put it in just a little taza, cup, coffee cup, mix it up, just stir it. Let it get just a little, warm, less warm than coffee, and bam it in one, just slam it. Tastes like a chicken soup. It's amazing. And I've been using that a lot for electrolytes. And I noticed that if I'm not on top of my electrolytes, I start feeling like shit. Which is one of those things that I, probably should have learned early on and didn't. But it was a lot more forgiving when I was bigger. Whereas now it's not, you really need that shit. You need to be on point with drinking enough water, having enough electrolytes. And the first part of the question about the grip strength is, I have lost some grip strength, but it's not, overall, like I feel like I've lost a little bit of strength, but it's also compared that I'm not actively doing anything to better it. And I haven't been for a long time. And because of that, my grip strength is weak. Not because, I don't think it's 100% because of the diet. Yeah, I feel a little bit weaker because of that, but it's not, I think it's more, I'm not training or focusing on that training, which is causing this. And before I forget, let me tell you guys these stats, so, as of right now, we are 49 weeks without a cheat day, right? I am weighing that thing just went away. I woke up this morning and I was 223 and a half. 223 and a half. Bruh. I'm beyond ecstatic. I remember the days that I was like, 250, I'm going to be great. 250, I'm going to feel amazing. And guess what? At 223, I'm like, man, I can lose a little more. And so I'm riding this puppy as long out as I can. I really enjoy the way I'm feeling. I really enjoy the diet and how it's not even a diet anymore. Like, I've really made it a lifestyle, and it's easy for me now. And you don't have to do keto. Keto works for me. You should, if you've tried everything else and you're not, nothing else has been giving you results, do I suggest it? Yes. But you got to go in and you got to do it 100%. There's no, this way of life, or even this diet, say if you want to try it, you need to try it for at least 6 months, and you have to be perfect with it. because otherwise it's not going to work. And it's not going to be because keto doesn't work. It's because you're not focusing on it. And that's fine, because guess what? It took me 3 times to get this right. And each time before it was, it was too hard. It was and it was just me not pushing through. And that's what I really think it was. Is if I would have just, things got difficult. It hurt a little bit. The cravings were a little bit too difficult to deal with. And instead of saying, no, you do not need this, I gave in and I caved. And guess what? If I wouldn't have done it, and if I wouldn't be doing this 46 weeks, or 49 weeks, if I wouldn't have made that decision to be like strict keto, I would probably still be cheating here and there. I say it's gotten easy for me because it has, because I learned how to make it easy for myself. This behavior of being, making sure that I'm clean on my diet. I'm not gonna, cheat or anything like that. That's 100% a learned behavior. You're gonna want to do it, and you're gonna want to do it because of how good you feel. That when in September 22nd, when I had that sushi, let me tell you, I got back to the office and I felt like ass. I didn't feel good at all. I don't want to feel that way anymore. And I know if I step out, that's what's going to happen. So I don't really need to. And I feel fucking amazing, guys. I am 223. That's a number that, man, amazing. And I'm excited to see where this goes, and I'm excited to have you guys on the ride with me. So thank you very much, gentlemen. This is ladies and gentlemen. This is the end of the podcast. Please, if you can, do me a favor, like, subscribe on iTunes, send me some reviews. This would really help. And give me some reviews, and I promise it's not going to be another 6 weeks or 7 weeks before another podcast. We got this. Love you guys. Take it easy. Good night.
Thank you for listening to the Fat Boy Podcast. Have a nice day.